Oh, hey again. Steel beams. Steel beams and built-up wood beams and engineered beams have to deal with two factors when we're starting to read the charts. One, what is the space from one support to the next support? This would be the span of the beam. This seems obvious. It's just like lintels. The greater the span between the two supports, the bigger the beam needs to be. But we also have to think about the joists that sit on top of the beam. The joists are going to come out from the left and to the right of the beam. We need to factor in that joist length because the longer it is, obviously the greater the load is going to be on the beam, and especially on the part of the beam that's in between the span. So, the code book says that we have to factor in both the span of the beam, but also the supported joist length. And the supported joist length is, if we look at a floor joist, and we splice it here, not quite center, and we decide to put a beam underneath it. And let's say on this side here, we had, 8 feet. And on this side over here, we had 12 feet. Well, the beam itself is going to carry 50% of the load. The foundation wall or the wall in the second story is going to carry the other 50%. And over here, it's going to carry 50% and 50%. So if we look at this, if we take 12 divided by 2, that's going to equal 6. And 8 divided by 2, that's going to equal 4. 4 plus 6, or 6 plus 4, equals 10 feet. Therefore, the supported joist length for the beam is going to be 6 plus 4 equaling 10 feet. If we centered the beam, you would still come up with 10 feet. If we pushed it all the way over here, you would still come up with 10 feet. Right? Because what would happen is if we pushed it all the way over here, let's say we only had, it would be stupid and crazy to do this, but let's say we did this and we had 2 feet over here, which meant that we would have 18 feet over there. It's going to carry 1 foot over here, right? And it's going to carry what? 9 feet over there. 9 plus 1 is still going to give you 10. So it doesn't matter where the beam is underneath the joist, it's always going to carry 50% of the left, 50% of the right. 50% of the left, 50% of the right. Add them together, and you got the supported joist length. That's factoring in the first component. That's usually what screws people up when they look at the span charts for beams, is what's the supported joist length? Everyone kind of figures out this part here. So let's have a look at the span charts for steel beams and the span charts for built-up wood beams.